So far on our lap around America, we left our home state of Virginia, crossed through West Virginia, into Kentucky, to tour the Bourbon Country, clipped the corner of Illinois, then into Missouri, and into Oklahoma. We are John and Miriam. We may live along the Virginia coast, but for the next few months, we will again call the road our home. We plan to ride our Am Spyder to the Pacific coast and back, over 7,000 miles through 16 states. We are calling this trip a lap around America. We know this odyssey will offer up its full serving of adventure, scenic beauty, along with the standard dose of challenges. But that's what we signed up for.
All right, well, good morning, everybody. Again, the reason I say again, my camera decided to tell me that my SD card wasn't being recognized. So I had to change out the SD card in the Prism camera. We're in Tulsa. It's going to be a scorcher today, 91. And it feels like it's 91 now. We already got our cooling vest primed and ready. But the first thing we need to do is get some air.
Yep. Oh, what a hearty welcome we received in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
This dog doesn't know what to think of us. Had such a nice time at the brewery last night, and then dinner with the Hanleys. We haven't had that much social interaction in a good while, and it was great fun.
We've been some social butterflies this week, and which is something that I wanted because we missed last time. Oh, shade! Look, shade! Oh, I feel so good. And we're just getting started. It's still just 10 minutes after 9.
Yeah. And over there is the Arkansas River, or with a nod to Wilma Hanley, the Arkansas River. I guess depending on where you hail from. But we were just blown away by everybody we met last night. I just can't say thank you enough. And, so thrilled Johnny made a set of coasters. So every time we put a drink on the Broken Arrow coaster, we'll think of you all. And
yes.
It was just a hoot. And, and Brian, thank you for sending the photo and taking care of us, our tab, and oh my gosh, it was just, and the folks who traveled some distance to come out, it was just awesome, truly awesome. So thank you all.
Yeah, absolutely. And the downside to that, unfortunately there is a downside, is we spend so much time socializing, we are behind on our admin stuff.
Yeah, well, today's laundry day, that's the priority task.
That's why it's hot. It's going to be a short day. We got places we want to see along the route, and so we're only doing a 130-some mile day to get to El Reno.
Yep,
sadly,
and I think there's an onion burger in our future. Yeah, the Riverview neighborhood was just so cute. We just really enjoyed staying in that neighborhood.
Yeah. Oh. The air feels so good going through these jackets. Yep. When we get some speed going, they'll feel even better.
Yep. Oh, that reminds me, we kind of cheated and took Uber last night just because we needed a rest day from the Spyder. And all the Uber rides were fine until the one that took us home. And our driver, oh my word, he went the wrong way on a 4-lane highway twice. And I'm thinking to myself, we've traveled 1,400 miles by motorcycle safely. What the irony would be if we're killed in an Uber ride going back to our accommodations. But by the grace of God, that didn't happen. But oh my gosh, it got our adrenaline going. My adrenaline. Did it get your adrenaline going?
I'm used to adrenaline. You know, a career in law enforcement, my adrenaline glands are pretty much used up. Very little excites me.
Oh my gosh.
I can tell you that standing still with the motorcycle jacket on, you begin to roast. But as soon as you're moving, the airflow through the mesh feels so good. I don't know if you're getting the same airflow I'm getting, but
Yeah, it's a big difference.
So Miriam, where are we and what time is it?
Oh my goodness. Kellysville, somewhere outside of Sapulpa, Oklahoma, broke down.
We are broke down. Going down the road and I noticed the check engine light flashing, and the check engine light on the instrument panel was illuminated. Then the limp home mode kicks in. I'm looking for a place to pull over, and we nursed it off to the side of the road because I didn't know what it was, and we didn't want anything catastrophic to happen by keeping it going. So, and as we pull over here, it just dies, and let it rest for a minute, started to back up, and it started but ran roughly, and then stopped again. So it's like, okay, time to execute our roadside assistance program. Fortunately, there is a service center 22 miles behind us, Spyder dealership and service center, so they're going to see if they can work on it for us. We may be changing our plans again. So we're sitting here waiting for our tow truck. It's now about almost an hour after we've called our roadside assistance program, and they said it'll be about talk to the tow truck driver about 40-45 minutes, worst case scenario. The only observation I've got so far in the overall customer service level, when you're in a motorcycle and you're stranded on the side of the road and you call for the service that you pay for in advance, they want to send you a emailed form to fill out on the side of the road so they can process it to send you a tow truck. No, I want to speak to a human being. I want to tell you where I'm at, tell you what the problem is, and I want you to tell me that a tow truck is coming. I don't want to be on the side of the road in the sun filling out an online form. So this is a little thing I'm going to take up with Progressive when we get home. Our rescue has arrived. I've never seen this done this before. I don't want to see it again either.
How the hard part's done.
Yeah. Oh, Miriam.
Well, it feels good to have help.
Yeah. You know, I never thought we'd actually do this, but I have thought about this scenario over and over in my head and how it would work, and whether or not the angle of the front of the Spyder, which, you know, occasionally if I'm not careful, it'll bottom out on the dip between our driveway and the street. But this guy's good. He got it on the trailer, in the trailer with no problemo, and we're on our way to get her looked at. Well, a status utilize our roadside assistance program to get us a tow, and got taken to the nearest BRP Can-Am repair facility. They told us it was probably going to be a while because they had other folks lined up, and understandably we just can't jump in the front of the line. Went across the street, get a bite of lunch. By that time it was about 2:30. Came back, the Spyder was already in the shop. They were doing a diagnosis. Came out and said the fuel pump has died, and that would explain the symptoms we experienced. So we're waiting to get a new fuel pump. We're checked into a hotel here in Tulsa.
maybe tomorrow, but that's not looking good. Worst case scenario, overnighting a part from BRP, and it could be here Monday or Tuesday, which significantly would cause a significant retool of our itinerary. But what are you gonna do? Here's where we're at. We have to deal with it. So we'll get a chance to explore Tulsa, but it's been 6 hours of dealing with this. It's after 4 now. So I think we just want to relax, drink some cold water, and then improvise from there. So long duration adventure travel is not for sissies. Well, guys, we got to spend a few unexpected days in Tulsa.
Six unexpected days.
Yeah, waiting for the part, and then the weekend to elapse because Tulsa Power Sports is not open Sunday or Monday. Anyway.
Yeah.
So what'd we do?
Well, thankfully, the Broken Arrow Club kind of adopted us, and we really appreciate that, folks.
Yeah.
We had some nice lunches with Brian and Karen and Dan and Cheryl and Murnell, and we even got to meet Brian again at Tulsa Power Sports with Ray as we were waiting for our Spyder to be released from captivity. And we also, Tulsa has a lot of great things to do, places to see. We hit some of the museum. I highly recommend the Woody Guthrie Center and the new Bob Dylan Museum. Really interesting and fun. We also hit the Greenwood Rising Museum, which I highly recommend. If you visit Tulsa, you really need to make a stop there. And we did have some good food while we were there too.
We did.
I hit Tally's Diner on 66.
Which is a 66 icon.
Yeah. But we should also shout out to Tulsa Power Sports because
They really did a good job. But it sounds like we're downing them, but the part that malfunctioned was the fuel pump, and the fuel pump it's so rare that one actually goes bad that they don't keep them in stock.
Yeah.
So they had to order it, wait for it to come in, and then install it. And they moved us to the front of the line to get us back on the road. And hats off to those guys.
TJ and Carrie, the service manager, Brandon, who happens to be her husband, was our technician, and he came out when it was all ready to go to explain what had happened. And
so got back on the road, and things worked well. So we're continuing the trip. Had to make some modifications to our itinerary, but hopefully we'll be back on track and having fun.
Got Sinatra on a 45, I'm buzzing like a bee. Just hoping you'll come fly with me.